So, I kind of cheated on my New Year's resolution just a smidge. From the crypt, from the crypt. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. I'm Derek, and today my New Year's resolution continues on. I'm talking about a video game that I beat. My goal is to beat 12. It was going to be a game a month, but then like 1 month, I think in January, I seriously already had 3 beat. And then in June, I did not, or June and July both, just did not have time to play anything. This was played before that, though. I think I beat this back in May or April. And I'm just now getting around to talking about it. But as I said in the intro, I kind of cheated on this one. To be fair, I never finished all the scenarios in the game. So I felt that Resident Evil 2 could definitely apply for this because I originally only beat Leon's scenario A. And I never finished Claire's story, never finished Leon's scenario B. So I was like, you know what? We're going to count it. Screw it. We're counting it. But this game was originally released January 25th of 2019. And then, as just a little bonus, I guess, I'm going to talk about Resident Evil 3 too, which was released April 3rd of 2020. I don't know. Once I played through 2 a bunch, I was like, okay, I want to play 3. And my son, he loves Nemesis. So he wanted to, basically, he 5-year-old guilted a 37-year-old into playing it. So, okay, whatever. All right. There's going to be spoilers. But the games have been out for quite a while. So, hopefully, nobody's like, shit, he just ruined it. Sorry, man. But super quick plot synopsis. You play as Leon S. Kennedy or Claire Redfield and try to escape Raccoon City before it's too late. That's for 2. And then for 3, I would say, Jill Valentine plays. Made that synopsis as quick as the game is, which we will talk about. All right, what's good? This game from day 1 to even now, because it has had the graphical upgrades and stuff, being for the Series X or the PS5, which I guess I should mention. I played this on PS5. Completely forgot. This game looks amazing. It looks so freaking good. Graphics are great. Oh, man, it's awesome. This is how a remake should be handled. And then Resident Evil 4 came along and was like, hold my beer. This is how a remake should be handled. Both the Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remakes are just freaking fantastic. Like, Capcom knows what they're doing. Well, okay, let me go ahead and just say this. They tested the waters and knocked it out of the park. They're like, this is the blueprint. Okay, let's do something else. Resident Evil 3. And then Resident Evil 4 came along. So, moving on, Mr. X. Man, I don't know if it's just me or if more people maybe feel the same way. Being stalked in a video game fucking sucks. But like in the best way. Because it'll literally have you shitting in your pants. Especially if it's your first time going through. And you don't know when he's going to pop out. And having no idea when he's going to pop out. You're just on the edge of your seat. You know, a fucking bullet locked in the chamber, ready to go. And by chamber, I mean butthole. And bullet, I mean turd. Like, shit's gonna go off. 100%. I will be honest. I originally played... Resident Evil 2 was the first Resident Evil game that I ever played. Like, the OG. That was the first one I ever played, and it was like for 5 minutes. And I was like 8 at the time. I think maybe 8 something, 9. The camera, yeah, I died in like literally 30 seconds. I was like, okay, let's just play something else. Something that doesn't suck. I don't think Resident Evil 2 sucks. At the time I did. Then a couple years later, I played through it and beat it in one night I played Claire's story, I believe. But that was all the more I ever played Resident Evil 2, because I didn't really like to play on my PlayStation. Especially by that point, it was GameCube for me, 100%. So I didn't have, like, I know a lot of people will say Resident Evil 2 is the best Resident Evil, the OG of the franchise. I didn't play it that much. I know the story and everything, and I don't know it as in-depth and like the back of my hand like some people do, but I felt the changes that they made in the remake were definitely like, okay, all right, this 100% works. It doesn't take anything away. It adds to it. So in that aspect, it was just great additions all around for Resident Evil 2. What else do we got? What's bad about Resident Evil 2 Remake? Well, we got the one glaring, obvious problem of there is fucking nothing wrong with this game. This game is fucking great. If you haven't played it, play it, please. I would definitely say play this one. Like, I would highly recommend it. It's not my personal favorite, and I'm not going to say what it is. I'm pretty sure I already have in other videos, but I might do a Resident Evil game ranking at some point. Play it. Play it. It's awesome. You're gonna have a good time. But let's shift gears real quick to Resident Evil 3. All right, and I will be talking about, obviously, the 3 remake and comparing it to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which is one of my favorite games in the franchise. All right, what's good about Resident Evil 3 Remake? Playing as Jill was awesome, once again. Jill, I mean, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 3, and then you get to play as her in Resident Evil Revelations, which I wasn't a big fan of that, but then there was a DLC mission for Resident Evil 5. I always liked playing as Jill. Jill was always my go-to character for Resident Evil Remake on GameCube. I think I've actually only ever beat it maybe twice with Chris, but I beat it like literally 49 times with Jill. And the 49 is a kind estimate because the summer it came out, I was stuck at home and just played until I was able to beat it in under 2 hours to unlock the like infinite ammo grenade launcher or rocket launcher. So yeah, Jill's one of my favorite characters in the whole entire franchise. So playing as her, awesome, always a good thing. I did really like the way Nemesis looked. It's not OG good, but it definitely did work, and I understand that they can't just do the same thing over and over again. If I had to rank that, I would say OG Nemesis is a 10 solid. Remake Nemesis is a 9. Just look-wise. Just look-wise for Nemesis. Now, what is bad about Resident Evil 3 Remake? Capcom was seriously out of their goddamn mind in charging a full game price for this glorified DLC. This game is so fucking short, it is unreal, and it sucks because of that. I still legit will say I did not, no, I'm not going to say that just yet. We're going to pump the brakes for a second. As I've already previously alluded to, the game's super short, and this is way too short, and actually both of my what's bads are literally the exact same thing, just worded differently. This should have just been DLC for Resident Evil 2 to make it the Raccoon City edition and include both of those stories. Yeah, it's disappointing how short that game is. Like, speedrunners, what have I seen? People beat it in like 45 minutes, something like that, 44 minutes. I don't know for sure, but you could just breeze through this game, and it's very, very, very disappointing. So, replay value score. Would I replay this? Yeah, Resident Evil 2 is a game I could replay over and over and over again. Resident Evil 3, I will probably only play it if the 5-year-old pressures me into it. Value. Considering that I bought them both on Xbox, like they were day one buys for me on Xbox, and then I just bought the Raccoon City edition. It was like $15 on PlayStation. So I would say I got my value out of Resident Evil 2, taking both console version purchases into consideration. This even just on PlayStation. I think I've beat Resident Evil 2 like I've played it probably like 6-7 times, just running through it and having fun. Resident Evil 3 on the other hand, no. This game should have never been $60. On the PlayStation side of things, I got my value out of it. $60 on the Xbox side, no. 100% did not get value out of that. What score would I give these two games? Resident Evil 2 is a 9.5. Easily a 9.5. Resident Evil 3, on the other hand, because of its length and the fact that there's so much shit was cut out of it, is a 6. Overall, for like the Raccoon City edition, I'd give it an 8. Resident Evil 2 is just that good that it's still... It's the only way to purchase Resident Evil 3 is to make sure Resident Evil 2 is with it, which is disappointing to say, but it is what it is, man. Resident Evil 3 was way too short. But that will do it for Resident Evil 2 and 3. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below. Let's talk some Resident Evil. I mean, you guys all know Toby is a huge Resident Evil fan too. I'm a Resident Evil fan. Jacob's never played the games, but he likes Resident Evil. So let's talk about it. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed yourself today, and consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. And yeah, I don't know what game is going to be coming up next, but I'm sure it'll be a doozy. So until next time, have a good one, guys. Outro.